Hi, it's me, Carla. I am now in Tarapoto, Peru, and I had my first sleep state here. And holy smokes, I don't know who I am right now. I'm just like, I got the Carla shaken out of me, it feels like. Oh my gosh. So I purge in my sleep state, as I've said before in other videos. And last night, I was purging all this energy of being timid, shy, putting other people first, not going for what I want. And it was massive. It was massive, massive, massive. I feel like I keep thinking Pachatata so the Peruvian people call Mother Earth Pachamama. And there is Pachatata, the divine masculine energy. So years ago, 2017, when I came to Peru, I hosted my first Shamanic Cleanse retreat pilgrimage. And after that, I went right over to Lake Titicaca to a silent retreat. And they had us hike on Lake Titicaca. There is a temple to Pachamama on one side of the island. And then on the other side of the island, there's a temple to Pachatata. And there aren't many temples dedicated to the divine masculine, but there are. And that's where I first joined the first layer of my divine masculine and my divine feminine coming into balance. That was the first crack of it. And that's where I learned of 0 point. I was in a sleep state experience where a teacher took me in I was on a bus. I got off on a bus. I met the teacher. He took me in a hovercraft to 0 point on Earth. And so, so very, very intense lessons there. But anyway, Pachamama, Pachatata. So, I don't know, yesterday I saw this restaurant in Cusco, Pachatata, and I kept focusing on it. I was like, oh wow, they have something dedicated to the divine masculine. That's beautiful. Pachatata. So I came from Cusco to Lima to Tarapoto. And holy smokes, it was one thing after another yesterday, but I won't get into that. But I had this experience where I didn't know if I had to get my luggage or not. One person told me I did, 2 people told me I didn't, and I trusted. I said, okay, and what do I mean? I mean, I checked it in Cusco. I keep seeing the glare of the sun. So I checked it in, let me just take these off. I checked in Cusco, and then, the question would be, do I get my luggage in Lima? And then, check it to go to Tarapoto. Wasn't sure. So I trusted and I went. And then when I got to Tarapoto, I was waiting on the thing and I could feel some fear creeping up. And I said, no. I said, no. I started saying, universe. I said, universe, I was going to ask the universe for help. And then I realized It's not the universe that's doing all this. If I'm going to create, if I'm the creator, then I created that situation. I'm creating this situation right now. So I put all my energy, all my power into my bags being there. And I was like, I'm not asking the universe. I am the universe. I am going to make this happen. So I said, my bags are here. They're here. They're going to roll out of that thing onto that carousel, and I'm going to take my bags and go. And so that's what happened. But in that moment of deciding that this is it, this is my power, this is how it works, I felt a shift. And so I wanted to share that because we all are the creators of our existence. And if we're going outside of that, if we're saying, God, help me, or universe, help me, or something outside of yourself, sure, I believe in prayers. But I believe the prayers are orders. They are orders. This is what I want. This is what is going to happen. This is indefinitely the way things are. And so that's a prayer for me. And, it was a bit of a shift. That was a shift too. And I've been, shifting and shifting and shifting. So why not some more shifting? Oh my God. So that happened right before, I got to my hotel that happened at like 9 something. So then last night I go into the sleep state, and holy smokes, I felt like I was picked up like a little puppy by the scruff of their neck and shaking. Shake. It felt like I got timidness, shyness, apprehension, and all sorts of variations on a scale in that space shaken out of me. I feel like the divine masculine took me and was like, no more. You will not be this anymore. You're gonna be in your power. And I was like, okay. I'm getting emotional because it's usually, Pachamama, it's usually the nurturing of a woman. It's usually the nurturing of, I didn't know this was gonna happen. It's usually the nurturing of a woman that speaks to me. But this was like, strength and aggression and power that I'm not used to. I'm not used to that kind of care. But those things can be care. Those things can be caring. And they were. And I'm just realizing that now. So I was blocking those things for so long because of my own father. He was so aggressive, but in an imbalanced way. And I could never take from him. I could never receive from him because I was always protecting myself, and I could never receive or integrate my divine masculine because it would mean I was more like him. It would mean that I was unsafe because that's the flavor that he had, back then when he was super imbalanced. But I've healed my relationship a lot, tons with him. I've integrated my own divine masculine. I've opened up to integrating my divine masculine, and I spent a year doing that. I did a lot. I worked on, it was through the Green Tara, through a Jungian course I took on individuation. The Green Tara, I thought she was gonna be helping me with my divine feminine, but the Green Tara actually helped me with my divine masculine because she was wrathful. She is wrathful. She has a grip on her divine masculine, and she shows that. She's like, this is how it's gonna be, because Green Tara was told by, she's like a lady Buddha, and she was told by the 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 the, the priests, the Buddhist priests, to incarnate as a man to become enlightened. And she said, no, She said, I'm going to be enlightened as a woman. And she became enlightened as a woman. And so, thank you, Green Tara. So she, that wrathfulness, that intense persistence, things that I shied away from big time. And so I laid a floor. I didn't know that I was doing this to integrate my divine masculine, but I laid a floor in the loft of my house. And that was part of me integrating my divine masculine. So I did a whole year's work and really worked on it big time, intentionally. But last night, it was different, and it was beautiful. I feel it. I was like, what? It's like, I'm doing this for your own good type of thing. Like, you'll thank me for this. And I felt like knocked out this morning. I feel like I got hit by another bus. This work is no joke. But yeah, why tell anybody? Why share this? Because you have it within you. You have the power within you. You have all of that within you. You are the creator. And this is what we're coming into. This is what we're going into. So sharing that, I think it's helpful to support people. So that's what I want to do. I also purged another job. It was a teenage job that I had at Tom McCann's shoe store. It was while I was in high school. So yeah, big doings here. I mean, I just got to Tarapoto, and that was my sleep stay experience. It was pretty wild and intense. I feel like I want to go back to bed. I usually wake up at 4 o'clock and 4:30 in the morning or something like this. And I've been going back to sleep since I've been in Peru. But today I woke up around 8 something. Like, I was knocked out after that. I am so grateful. I'm grateful for the divine masculine. I'm grateful for all the men on the planet who have stepped up to heal, to allow the divine feminine to help them heal their wounded masculine, because it all matters. It's all like this sort of vinegar and water type swishy swashy back and forth, and one thing affects the other, and it makes room for more to come in. And the biggest thing is safety. The biggest thing is feeling safe enough to allow this stuff to happen. And we're looking at the central nervous system. We're looking more at gut health. We're looking at how it's all connected, and that everything is energy. So yeah, that's what's going on here in Tarapoto, Peru. So I wanted to share that and say you have the power to create whatever you want. So find your ways. You train yourself. You clear. You cleanse. You work. You know, this is the work that I help people do. So if you're wanting help with this work, reach out to me and I can tell you what options I have. The biggest thing is to clear the dense energies that are no longer needed, reframe things, learn new ways, shift perspectives, do all that. It's a lot of work. And, you know, I've been doing this intentionally for 6 years now. And I've been doing personal growth work since 2005. And it's no joke. We've been imprinted with so much. And so, yeah, it's a lot of work to pull it out. I mean, I would work with medicines to do this, psychedelics to do this, mushroom medicine, ayahuasca. Um, I'm not saying, in every time someone does this work, it gets easier for the next person because the inertia is a beautiful thing. I love inertia. And when I first started doing this work, I would ask people to write a paper on inertia. Only one person has done so far, but I feel like it's important to know the power of inertia, because when we start a thing, when we go forward, it makes a difference, and it wants to stay in motion. So many people are doing this work that it gets easier for the next person to get swept up. The thing about that is their their ascension, their expansion is super fast. It's like once they get onto the track of doing the work, it's like zoop, and they go real fast. And that can be something that is very difficult to understand. And then, you know, you want to be grounding, you want to be doing things to self-care and all of that. So yeah, that's what I help people with, and I love doing this work for myself, for the collective, for others, for my ancestors, for it all. So there it is. I love you so much. You're doing a better job than you can ever imagine. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for knowing that, or seeking and exploring yourself and coming into knowing that you are the creator and you have the power. It's interesting because it was this victim mentality that put things on the outside. So I am not responsible. You know, this thing happened to me. And so once I took responsibility and said, I'm not a victim anymore, I'm not going to be a victim anymore, etc., it's like the responsibility is mine. And so then here's the other part of that, where the great things in my life, the wonderful things in my life are my responsibility too. They're caused by me. I manifested that. I created that. So once I can take responsibility for my part in the creation of it all, which I have before, I'm like, oh, I manifested these friends. I manifested this situation. Oh, lovely. I can say that and think it. I can, you know, logically get down with that, right? But to truly embody it, that was what happened yesterday. That's what blew me up yesterday. I was like, no. I'm like, I'm not going to pray to anything. I'm going to make the prayer the thing that makes the thing happen. The prayer is like the command. So I said, no, my bags are I'm not gonna ask the universe or anything else outside of me. I'm the creator. I'm taking responsibility. The bags are coming out, and they came out. So I wanted to share that and give you support in you're creating your world. And think about that. What do you got going on? You know, you can change it. You can change it. You can change it. So go for it 100%. I love you. Ciao.